Right, sorted. So, thank you, Sergey, for taking part in our academic student voice questionnaire. So the first question, don't worry about your answers. What parts of your everyday learning do you enjoy and why?
Well, there are many things that are really good for it. Well, because people learn very different ways, and there are different subjects that require different ways of teaching. So I guess like group work, PowerPoint presentations, like the variety of information and types of information that the teacher can give you is usually good. If you work in groups, you work by yourself, I think a combination of these things is also good. For some subjects, one should be maybe more important than the other, but it's usually good to have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah.
Different things.
Yeah, so a variety of different teaching styles is what you like to see. Super, brilliant. So on the reverse side, so what don't you enjoy about the teaching of your lessons and why?
That would be quite obvious to the point I just made.
Yeah.
It's when you have like just one thing. If the teacher sometimes, if you ask questions and the teacher doesn't really is really unable to answer, that doesn't really happen, but I guess if it was, then that probably wouldn't be very good. So yeah, if the teacher only uses one method.
Yeah. So just sort of like standing and talking.
That's it.
That's the bit we don't enjoy.
Probably, yeah. And I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. So you like variety within your learning, that's fine. So in order to make your learning more enjoyable and tailored to your needs, what suggestions would you give to your teachers at the moment?
Not sure if, Well, I really think that the teacher should do the teaching, and therefore I don't really have suggestions for this kind of stuff. I'm okay with the way teachers teach. I prefer to adapt usually to different ways.
So whatever the teacher asks you to do, you're happy to go along and just go for it?
Yeah.
That's no problem. So would you feel motivated and empowered if you're involved in aspects of the planning and the delivery of certain topics in your curriculum?
Well, I would probably feel empowered, not sure about motivated, if I was involved in planning and things like that. But that would probably require like extra work for me to be done, and that means additional to my homeworks, and that would just increase my workload. It probably wouldn't be as efficient. So I think the teacher should do the planning, that's what their job is.
And do you feel having a student voice in your academic studies is important? And if so, would you like this to continue next year?
Student voice, I think yes. Even though maybe not a very commanding voice, as in you can still look at what the students think and maybe not necessarily listen to them straight away and have someone decide whether or not. But I think it's good to have to know the opinion of the students on certain topics.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time.